I always say, marriage is hard enough. So if you can be on the same page about a lot of these deeper core values, you're setting yourself up for more success. The way that he puts it is like you're putting like deposits into your bank account instead of
Mm,
taking out and getting into debt. The more different you are, the more kind of in debt you are in your
mhm.
relationship, the harder it is to kind of come to that green zone, so to speak. But the more credits you have, even as differences and challenges along your life's path come up, you're able to draw from those deposits of being more similar in how you want to approach as you go through life.
Hmm.
One of the qualities that is a lesser known quality, I'll say that people look for or think about in a potential partner is what I call like agreeability or like flexibility. I think you definitely want to date someone and be someone like work on that on yourself that's not super rigid, that can kind of roll with the punches, that wants to work with you. They're kind of like a team player. That's a really important thing to look for because, well, yeah, you're going to change throughout life. Things are
Mhm.
going to come up, so even if you're fully aligned and similar and you guys are completely the same on so many things, but you or your partner is super rigid, it's not going to be that way forever. So that's going to be hard to work with someone who is really rigid. And if you're really rigid, learning more about that flexibility and being agreeable can help you kind of get over those little waves. So you're not kind of like, drowning in a puddle. So
Yes.
I think oftentimes, and when I work with couples, I say this all the time. It's like, there's always something you can be working on individually that can improve the relationship, even if you perceive your partner's problem as being the big problem or the main thing and they need to change and whatever. You can always work on your side of the street in some way. So I always encourage people to, if they kind of feel that they turn inwards and try to do that work, and see if that has a result that maybe you weren't even expecting.
Yeah. It's like you might have great chemistry with someone, but it doesn't mean you won't have great chemistry with someone else.
Right. So true. Yeah. And it could feel different. I often, a big part of the work that I do, even in the coaching and matchmaking, is kind of bringing on therapeutic concepts and kind of our attachment and how we grew up and how we see our
Mm,
parents relationship, how that impacts who we're connected to. A lot of this is subconscious. So you might feel like, yeah, we just click. I don't know why. And it might actually because they feel really familiar, sometimes in unhealthy ways
mhm.
or healthy ways, to your parental dynamic that you witnessed and that attachment. So it's really about being super aware. And usually, if it's an intangible thing, you can't really describe it. I don't know why, then there's probably some sort of subconscious element that you might want to look at. So, like knowing yourself really well is the key to those healthy relationships, attracting them, building them, creating them. I think that's the second piece. It's like just feeling empowered that you can really create and have so much impact on the relationship dynamic. If you have that awareness, you're working through accepting those things in yourself and your partner and other people, and then you're taking that action that's best aligned with who you are. So I think those three things are really the pillars of my work. And I think as people kind of focus on working more on themselves will be helpful to them, throughout your life.
Okay.